First of all, women are the food providers for their families, and if they live near or around dry forests, the forests serve as part of their food pipeline, if you want. And they have to cook the food. So the dry forests for them also provides fuel and energy. So it's absolutely important that women not only have access, but also that the forests are taken care of by them, which they do. They take care of them, but they also need to be assisted to conserve the forests. And one of the ways to make sure that, first of all, trees are replanted, and I think also that the fuel that they get from the forest is used in an energy-saving way. So we have partnered with other organizations, to look at fuel-efficient stoves that women can use, so that they use less wood, they spend less time cooking. Well, I think it's more to do with the notion that you need to clear the forest to grow certain kinds of food. And it's not women, because women grow the food for their families on very small plots. They don't need to clear the forest. But once you introduce so-called commercial agriculture, where everything is flattened, it's a contradiction, because on the one hand, it's about food production or agriculture development. But on the other hand, it destroys what already is available, and especially to women. It's a question of assisting women to keep even the seeds or seedlings, or with WFP, we do what we call food for work, which is when we provide people with food during the lean season or during a shock, we don't do it forever, like general food distribution. After a certain period, we then do productive food distribution, where the productive members of the group are able to work on communal or household assets. So that would include planting trees, water harvesting, small irrigation systems. And so we need to work with women's groups in particular to help them take their conservation approaches to scale. At the moment, it's women doing it maybe on their own, and they just need to be assisted to do it more and do it better. I think if we have a critical mass of women and a critical mass of activities that we can use to show what works, those voices rise. I don't think we can speak to power without evidence. So let's build the constituency of women by empowering them to show the irrefutable evidence, and often they will protect those assets with their lives, literally, should anybody try to take it away from them. But we need to strengthen women to be the voice that speaks to power. I think there is an increasing role, but I think the danger is, at some level there's complacency, at another level there's fear. You know, I don't know why people fear women, but some people fear women because it's women power. It's, you know, and it sounds like when women become empowered, they will take power from somebody else. Whereas in fact, they maybe even don't want the power in that sense, but they want to conserve what they have and to make it a public good rather than to sit on top of everyone. There's a misconception. But yes, I agree with you. There is a growing understanding. I'm not sure about acceptance of how women can change the world, in fact, as we know it. And I think we can do that through women demonstrating, changing their world, and therefore influencing changes in the greater world. You know, we work with the most vulnerable people. So high food prices knock them off their feet very quickly. So for them to gear up to enjoy the fruits of the rising cost of food, I think comes much later, but it also can come with what we do before we see the threat, you know, by connecting smallholder farmers into the market, not as a result of high food prices, but just because if they are connected to the market, they know what to grow, for what market, the quality, the quantity, working together, you know, cooperating and through associations. And we as WFP have a program, in fact, that speaks to that. We have what we call Purchasing for Progress, where we're using our purchasing power in purchasing food in developing countries. We use a percentage of that to target smallholder farmers, not only to buy from them, but to learn what it would take for them to be able to enter the open market fairly and get fair prices for their produce. And what we're learning is that it starts with what seeds are they using, is there enough water, and how can they make sure that their plants are healthy. The whole value chain of at harvest, how do they make sure that they don't have the normal 40% after harvest lost? And so it's the drying that is done professionally and the storing that is done professionally to avoid them also selling low during harvest and then in the lean season buying high. So I think we need to do that and expand that in good times and not wait, because I think high food prices mean bad times for the most vulnerable, and that's almost too late. Then they need food assistance.